Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. When she said it, those 8 little words, I swear I felt the air leave my lungs. I only see you as a friend, okay? The way Mia said it was almost casual, like she was commenting on the weather. Her voice was light, steady, unbothered. Mine wasn't. My chest tightened, a dull ache blooming behind my ribs. I forced a laugh, pretended it didn't sting, but her eyes stayed too calm, too sure. I nodded, my throat dry. Yeah, me too. That lie came easier than I expected. We'd been friends for years, late-night talks, inside jokes, emotional confessions over coffee. She'd been the person I'd text first when something good happened, or when everything went wrong. But somewhere between those conversations the lines had blurred. At least for me. She didn't see it that way. And now apparently neither did I. So I acted like her friend. I smiled when she talked about her dates, laughed at her flirty stories, and congratulated her when she met some guy named Adrian from her new job. I told myself it was fine, that this was what maturity looked like. But deep down a quiet resentment grew. Something raw and ugly that I tried to suffocate with politeness. Until the night everything cracked. It was a humid Friday evening, the kind that made the air taste like metal. She'd invited me to a small rooftop gathering. Just a few coworkers, some wine and music. I almost said no. But I went. When I got there, she was radiant in a red dress that didn't look like her usual style. It was bold, effortless. She laughed too loud, gestured too much. I could tell she was performing the way she always did when she wanted someone specific to notice. That someone was Adrian. He stood beside her, tall and composed, with his hand grazing the small of her back. A casual touch that wasn't casual at all. I swallowed the lump in my throat and forced a smile. Hey, you look different. Good different, I hope? She teased, her eyes flicking toward him. Yeah, I said softly. Good different. The evening dragged on. Everyone else mingled, laughed, flirted. I tried to do the same, talking with a woman named Emily, who seemed genuinely interested in me. For a brief moment it felt good, to be seen, to be wanted. When I laughed at something she said, I caught Mia's gaze from across the rooftop. Her smile faltered just slightly. And that's when I saw it, the smallest crack in her composure. It was gone in an instant, replaced by her perfect, easy grin. But it was enough. A flicker of confusion. Or jealousy. Or something she hadn't planned to feel. I decided to push it. Emily leaned closer, her perfume sweet and floral. Her laugh soft against my shoulder. I could feel Mia watching us. Every time I brushed my hand near Emily's arm or whispered something that made her blush, I felt that invisible tension tighten between us. When Mia finally approached, her tone was casual but her jaw was tight. You two seem cozy. I looked at her with the same detached friendliness she'd once given me. Yeah, she's great. Really easy to talk to. She swirled her wine, eyes sharp but trying not to show it. Didn't realize you were into that type. What type? I asked, letting the silence hang just a little too long. Her lips parted, but she didn't answer. Later that night, after most people had left, I found myself alone near the railing, city lights flickering below. The music was softer now. Mia walked over barefoot, her heels dangling from one hand. You've been quiet, she said. So have you, I replied. We stood there for a moment, letting the night hum between us. The silence wasn't comfortable anymore. It used to be. She finally spoke, her voice low. I didn't mean to hurt you. I looked at her, and for the first time I didn't hide the tiredness in my eyes. You didn't. You just told me the truth. She shook her head. No. I told you what I thought was the truth. Her words hit me like static. What's that supposed to mean? She hesitated, glancing down at the street below. I thought I only saw you as a friend. But tonight. She didn't finish. She didn't have to. Mia, I said. You can't keep me close when it's convenient and push me away when it's not. Her eyes filled with something I couldn't name, regret, maybe, or realization. I know. Adrian's safe. He's steady. But you. Make you feel something you can't control? I finished, the words bitter on my tongue. She didn't deny it. That was the worst part. She reached for my hand but I stepped back. You made your choice, I said quietly. Now I'm making mine. Her eyes widened just slightly, a flicker of panic breaking through her calm exterior. So that's it. I nodded. You wanted friendship. Now you'll get it. I left her standing there, barefoot and silent under the city lights. For weeks after, she tried to reach out. Texts, calls, half-hearted jokes about missing our talks. I replied politely, just like a friend would. I stopped being the one who always showed up, who always cared more. And the more I acted like she wanted me to, the more she seemed to unravel. The last time we saw each other, she said something that finally made sense of it all. "I thought you'd always be there," she whispered. "Even if I pushed you away." I looked at her, my chest aching with the kind of pain that feels clean and sharp. "That's the thing about friendship," I said. "It only works when both people actually mean it." She didn't reply, just looked at me with the same regret she tried to hide that night on the rooftop. As I walked away, I realized something simple but devastating. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from lies or cheating. Sometimes it's the quiet cruelty of being taken for granted by someone who knows exactly how much you care. And when you finally stop chasing them, their silence becomes the loudest confession of all.